Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another exciting video for you and your family and friends. And today we are going to talk about how to make 2025, yes, my friends, that year is coming up, 2025, an amazing year. And our focus is on health and well-being. So if you're watching for the first time, my name is Dr. Sandy. Welcome. I'm a practicing doctor of chiropractic in Mississauga. It's been over 20 years now. I've personally done over 300,000 adjustments. Me and my team have won several awards, including top chiropractic office in Mississauga, top chiropractic office in Peel region. So we've been blessed because we are very results driven. We want to change people's lives. And even these videos I'm making, our office, we want to attract people to our office who are into their health, where it's a focus, they want to go natural, and they believe there's always room for improvement. Things can be better. They don't want to just settle for less. I'm always tired. I'm always in pain. That's unacceptable. We should always be working on the body, taking care of the body, get it strong, maintaining the body, and always looking and saying, what can I do better? What can I do better? That is the philosophy of the office. Speaking about that, I do need your help. If you could support us, the Top Choice Awards are coming up. They are asking people to vote and support for your favorite chiropractic office. So I'll include a link below. If you've already voted for us, thank you so much. If you haven't, please, if you could vote and support us, that would be amazing. And let's jump into the video. So why am I talking about the new year and health on December 1st of 2024? Because I believe that a real change takes proper planning and preparation. I want you, if I could suggest to you, for the month of December, start to ask yourself now, okay, where do I need to focus on my health and well-being? And here's what I want you to do as well. So I think this question comes up every year. But what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you some ideas and everything, but really ask yourself, what are the few things that if you change, it would make that needle move? Things would just be better. That would be like a game changer. So maybe it's not like you need to do 20 things, but maybe if you change like 3 things in your heart, if I change these 3 things, I'm just going to be better for it. So I wanted to start with that. And let's jump into things we need to do to be healthy. Now, number 1, we have to take care of the nerve system. We have to take care of the spine. And that is through regular chiropractic care, taking care of the spine, taking care of the nerve system. I see my chiropractor every Tuesday. There's been times I've had some health challenges and I've had to go more frequently, but I go all the time. I couldn't go last week because the traffic was so bad and I couldn't even get in there. But I would say over 90% of the time, I keep those appointments. I look forward to it because I look at it as a reset. It gets my body in shape. And right now I'm in a good place, but sometimes if I exercise too hard or I do certain things, it does affect me. And I want to get my body aligned and corrected before it turns into something really big. So I'm more, what you would call like a wellness patient, a maintenance patient. I want to be the best version of myself. For me personally, for my family, for my patients, I want to show up and be the best. And I hope you have that philosophy as well. But I want to make sure that that nerve system, my brain and body connection is healthy. I want to make sure that I can adapt to the external environment, my internal environment, that if I'm eating good food, I'm absorbing it. It's being obviously eliminated. It's being processed. If I'm exercising, that my muscles are balanced, that my posture is good, that there's no overcontraction or spasming of certain muscle groups, that if I have a healthy spine, the whole body works better. And I really want to stress that. I think there's an understanding out there that some people see chiropractic, with a low back pain and neck pain. And of course, yes, we help those things, but it's so much more than that. We are using the spinal cord and using that system to make every system stronger. There's nerves from your spine going to all the major organs, all the major muscle groups. And when the spine is healthy and moving and not restricted, those systems work at optimal levels. But when there's restriction on the spine, when there's restriction on the nerve system and the messages are not firing properly, you could have issues with energy, the sleep's off, again, digestive issues. You could have issues with muscles not firing the way they should. They're not engaging the way it should. Longer recovery times. So it's all about optimal performance. And again, you need to eat good food. You need to exercise for sure. But if that main conduit, if that main computer system, if that main internet of the body is not working right, you're not getting the full potential of the food. you're not getting the full potential of an exercise. Like one test we do with our patients as well, like we constantly look for balance. We put them on the weight scale and we see, how the body is. You should be within a couple of pounds, but some people have come to us with 10, 50, like large numbers where there's this huge discrepancy in weight. And imagine that person. Let's just use a random example. Let's say there's an adult male who loves to run, but there's a 10-pound differential when they're standing because there's a posture imbalance. Imagine when they're running and the 10 pounds is showing up more on the left. That's more joint pressure that can lead to back issues, knee issues, ankle issues, Let's say there's someone where there's an imbalance in the body, muscles are contracted more on the left by the shoulder, and they're doing exercise, they're lifting weights, they won't have the full power, higher chance of injury. So everything is valuable, but we need to do all those parts, and they're doing separate things, but we need to do everything so they can work together properly. So number one, make sure as you start even now, but going into the new year, that you have a schedule to take care of the spine, take care of the nerve system, so you can have those optimal levels of health, that system is working good, muscular, internally, everything's at that's the highest level. Literally the way you're thinking, your emotion well-being, all connected to the spine. So it starts with the spine, number one. Number two, so things I'm going to try to do as well. So nutrition, food. Honestly, man, this topic gets really complicated. So I'm going to try to really simplify it. So we want to eat the highest quality food. If you can, I would suggest that move towards obviously organic, real foods, less processed foods. We know the stuff we should avoid, right? Like the junk food, high sugars and things like that. Now for myself, I've mentioned before, I have really, not just really, like I've caffeine. I'm glad to say this at the end of the year, I haven't touched this year. Once I had this year by accident, I had a kombucha drink and I didn't realize caffeine was in it. So one time I did have caffeine this year. I grew up with caffeine, all that kind of stuff. But this year, no caffeine, feeling great, really feeling clear. And I know that I'm just doing something right, because caffeine, in my opinion, is it's a negative on the body. It's harder on the body, heart rate goes up, all these systems. So why would I want to put that in my body? So I'm going to continue with avoiding caffeine. The second thing I've also done this year, I'm proud to say that I haven't touched alcohol this year. And I'm going to stay on that. I'm going to avoid the caffeine and alcohol. I just feel better. I feel lighter. I feel more clear. That's the best word I can think of. And I would encourage you. So maybe you're listening to this and you're like, okay, yeah, it's not a big deal. I hardly drink. I'll drop alcohol. I hardly use caffeine. I'll drop it. Or let's be honest, if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I like my morning coffees, but maybe what I'll do is like Monday to Friday I have it, but I'll try to reduce. Maybe I have 2-3 cups a day. Maybe I'll go down to 1 a day. I'll drink less, maybe a few days. If I don't need the caffeine, I'll drop it. If you do drink alcohol, I'd really encourage you to reduce, because it really helps the brain and nerve system. But if you're going to have alcohol, maybe just don't drink as much. Maybe some people who drink throughout the week, tell yourself, I won't drink throughout the week. I might have a little bit on the weekend, but I would encourage you with caffeine, reduce. With alcohol, reduce. It's just, you will function at a higher level. It's good for the nerve system. Every system just does better. So I would avoid those things. You will see the difference. So just wanted to put that out there. Now, nutrition-wise, we know we need to eat good food. I would ask, if you're listening to this, whether you are someone who eats everything or you're a vegetarian, but focus on obviously good quality sources of protein. I know when I look at myself, I was critiquing it. I really don't think I'm getting enough of that. So I'm going to try to make more of a focus on that. And also, I wanted to get into something as well, my personal philosophy too. I know it's popular and now there's some mixed reviews on this, but with intermittent fasting. So again, I'm just going to talk to you. Whatever's making you happy, these are just suggestions. I'm more in the camp of smaller portions frequently throughout the day. I know some people like fasting. And even with fasting, you have to look at the research. Like, you have to see that, do you have health issues? You have to consult with your doctor, especially if you're diabetic and things like that, or even blood pressure. Like, these are things not, it's not one size fits all. But what I believe is, let's focus even more than the timing. I think I was reading something and I thought it was a beautiful quote, that more than, even timing or frequency is the quality. So let's eat quality food. I'm, again, more of the person who's going to believe small portions, higher frequency. And why am I also saying that? So I think some people are doing intermittent fasting, and again, maybe they feel good, but I'd be also curious to say, maybe you've lost weight and you've seen some benefits, but are you feeling healthy? Are you feeling vital? Do you feel energized? Now, if you are, that's great. If you're doing a fasting type diet and you're like, I'm kind of always tired and I'm always sluggish, I think it's time to reevaluate. Because I believe health means I'm not just saying like I'm just not in pain. Are we at optimal performance? Is your energy high? Do you have clarity of thought? Do you feel good? That's what my definition of health is. Not just saying, oh, I'm not in pain, I must be healthy. No, it's so much more than that. It's about optimum performance, being at the highest level. So make sure you have high quality proteins as much as you can with each meal, high frequency, small portions. Of course, protein is huge. And I wanted to share this with you as well. Like, I'm always learning. So the focus on protein, it actually comes from the Greek word proteos. So I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. And if you translate that, it means primary or first. So even that word protein means like, this has got to be the first thing you eat. This is a primary thing. We need to eat it. So whether you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian, focus on protein with each meal as best you can. I mean, sometimes obviously it's hard. I get that, but try to keep that top of mind. I think next to that would be having your greens, green vegetables, veggies in general, and then fruits would probably be down the list. But again, eating more healthy food. Water, of course, we need to drink water. Good for the brain and nerve system, good for overall health. One thing I'm trying to do, so although, I've dropped the pretty much dropped the caffeine. I have dropped the caffeine, dropped the alcohol. I do like my treat. I do like to have, I like to have maybe pop and, sodas and stuff like that. And I know that's something I have to reduce. So one thing I've done now is I'm moving more towards sparkling water. So whatever brand you want to buy. But what's great with sparkling water, you can buy a lot of them that have like zero sugar, which is great. So maybe look at that as an alternative. Of course, drinking plain water is the best. But for myself, instead of having pop or soda, I'm trying to move more towards just clear sparkling water. Some of them are flavored and again, zero sugar, which makes total sense. And always ask yourself again when you're eating. And then another thing you may have to look at for 2025, maybe just the goal is like, man, like I never have breakfast. I need to start eating breakfast. Maybe you have to start looking at smoothie recipes. Just make sure you're looking at the different options. Are you going to shop somewhere differently? And if you're in a bind and you need to pick up something fast, what are healthier options? What are new grocery stores you may try? Farmers market, fresh food, like look at all that. Start looking at it now. You have a full 30 days to really evaluate your diet. There's tons of stuff on the internet, YouTube, books, Kindle, whatever it is. So you can just look at so many resources, but let's do that research now. And like I said at the beginning too, like we're just looking for a couple of, changes. We don't need to make it too complicated or too hard. Just a couple of things we can change. The other thing I would say, so we talked about the brain and nerve system, getting regular maintenance care of the spine. We talked about nutrition. The other thing I would really encourage as well is evaluate your exercise program. So what that would mean is that try to make an effort, even if it's something small, but every single day there should be some kind of movement. Now, for different people, this will look different. Some people might be very active, go for a jog every day. But I'm even asking you if you can walk every day and the weather gets colder, so you can walk in your house, your basement, if you live in a condo, in the hallways and such. But even if maybe, depending on where you're at that spectrum, every day you should be stretching. And one thing I'm learning and I'm currently doing with my patients, I'm really trying to make it easy so they can incorporate it in their lifestyle. Some people, 5 minutes feels like a lot. So I'm trying to find ways we can help those patients even stretch. Some people have an hour in the morning, they have an hour at night to stretch. Okay, that's a whole different thing. So see what works for you. This is not one size fits all, but make a conscious effort to say, okay, have I moved today? And especially if you're watching this and you are a computer person, big portion of your day, 80% of your day, you're sitting. You need to make an effort to have some kind of movement. And then that movement might mean, okay, this year, going into next year, are you going to join the gym? So is it going to be a gym? Is it going to be a workout at home? If you work out at home, do you like your environment? Do you want to put some motivational posters? Do you need to buy some equipment? I like all that stuff out there. I would say to you, I'm just not a fan of treadmills. I think they're hard on the joints, but elliptical, stationary bike are things to consider. I would say another thing, if you have leg issues, sciatic history, be careful with bikes because that tiny bike seat can squeeze on certain nerves at the bottom of the spine, which can lead to leg issues. So just be careful with that. So do your research. Also, as we go into next year, do you have the proper clothing to work out? So do you have like fresh t-shirts, fresh jogging suits? Like, you want to feel good when you work out as well. So make sure you have, proper clothing, proper running shoes. If you need to buy some new ones, make sure you grab that. Another thing I would say exercise wise, try to be very complete. So I would say a core, obviously as a chiropractor, I'll say this is stretching, make sure everything's healthy and relaxed and balanced. Maybe if you're doing yoga, do look at some kind of cardio and resistance. And I really believe you need everything. So there's some people who might do weight training all the time. I think they probably need some stretching or yoga. There might be that runner who's listening to this video. You probably need to do some weights. I really think you need to do a little bit of everything. Now, you might have your favorite. You might be really into weights and you stretch a little bit during the week. I mean, that's okay. I'd stretch more regularly. Maybe you have a passion for running, but I would say bring in some weights. Maybe you only do yoga. I would encourage some weight training. So really try to mix it up. Look at different options. And again, is it going to be working out at home? YouTube videos? Do you have a gym at home? Do you want to join a certain gym? Start researching now. Whatever's close to your house, start to research now. Do they have any promotions coming up? What's going on? Research now, so you are ahead of the curve, and then there's a higher chance, obviously, of success. You may even want to look at getting a personal trainer this year. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a long time, and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to get a personal trainer. Or there's even sophisticated programs right now where maybe you want to, get a membership or an app where you're like, I've been holding off. I'm going to do things proper this time. So look into those kind of things as well. So I really hope this video helped you. This is all about going in research mode. I hope I've inspired you to look at books. Start now. The month of December is to prepare for January, and it's really to prepare next year. And if I can leave you with a closing thought, then once you start your new health regimen, try on a weekly basis to course correct. So if everything's going great, awesome. But every week throughout the year, just sit down, even for 5-10 minutes, and just say, hey, how were my workouts this week? Did I hit my goals? And even, I want to say this to you too. You might listen to this and you're like, I do nothing, Dr. Sandy. I don't even stretch. I don't do anything. It's totally cool. So maybe, your goal is just drinking water, and maybe just going for a 5 to 10 minute walk, doing a few stretches. Maybe you're listening to this and like, I'm amazing. I'm doing everything. I work out like 6-7 days a week. Okay, that's great. Is there anything you want to change? Could it be better? Is there anything you can fine tune? I want you to have that philosophy that there's always room for improvement. I think it is the best way to live life. It keeps things exciting. You will obviously get better over time, but always ask yourself, what can I do better? So I really hope this video helped you. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're learning from these videos, leave a comment. I hope you're enjoying them. Share with family and friends. Again, we do need your support. I will be asking you to vote for us for Top Chiropractor in Mississauga, so I'll leave the link below. And if you're ready to, move forward with us, one thing you can start doing is I'll leave a link also about our website if you want to check out what our office is about, what we offer as a chiropractic office. If you just have a general question, you can reach out to my office. You can text or call us at 905-896-3393. The website is www.gopowerflow.com. And then let's say you're listening to this like, I want to actually start getting healthy now. I don't even want to wait till the new year. I know I have some health issues. I want to see if chiropractic can help. So contact our office at 905-896-3393. Text or call us, and you can book a 7-point spinal checkup. So we go through a number of tests to see the health of the spine, the nerve system. We have a special software as well. And what we're asking is that, are you at the highest level? Are you at the optimal function? Can we even help? Is it a chiropractic case or not? We're here for you. So love to connect with you if you need us. Please leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed these videos. And I really hope that you take the time in December to reflect, look at your life, look at your health. I would challenge you wherever you are on that health spectrum, make it better for 2025. Let's use December to research. And I just want 2025 to be amazing for you, your family and friends, an amazing year. So God bless you. Dr. Sandy signing off. I'll see you again.